Hello, uh, I'm here. I wanted to show you some video. This topic is going to be from a spiritual side. This is going to address to the men in this video, men from all walks of life. And not to take away, make a man versus a woman thing, um, or whatever, but it's just good men need to know what type of woman you need to be aware of. And I'm going to show you an example by why we always picking up women are not accountable to us. I can only speak from the man's point of view on basically, and when you see it in the scriptures, you gonna understand. Cause one guy I always pay attention is that one guy. His name is Raul, and he on YouTube, and he always says, "Please act right." That's one of his things. And one of the thing that stood out when it comes to relationship with women is that one thing relationship with women. Did you know Job, the book of Job, when Job was going through his thing, was it when Satan, when God allowed Satan to attack his family, attack his you know business, his everything, to the point that he put boils on the man. And instead of the first wife being supportive and trying to understand and pray, the going through a certain period of time, and this is out of Job, I believe it's 2:9. Job's wife told him that, why don't you just, after going through watching the children die, losing the business, and she, guess what she told him? And it's the book of Job. She told him, why don't you just curse your God and die? That's one scripture. The other scripture is, it comes to Miriam. Miriam didn't like that, and that's Moses' sister. Moses' sister, she was one, she was a worshiper. And you know about the story how things got kicked off. Here it is right here. Mary, who was broke, brother, I'm going to point this out to you. Who were with Miriam and Aaron and Moses? Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of his Ethiopian wife whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman, and they said, had the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Had he only speaking, had he not speaking also by us? And the Lord heard. And suddenly the Lord said to Moses and Aaron and Miriam, come out, come out, you three, to the tent of the meeting. And the three of them came out. The Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and stood, here's the scripture, and stood at the tabernacle, and he called Aaron and Miriam, and they came forward. And you know the story where he chastised them. God Almighty, that made everything in the universe, chastised them. And because she spoke against his wife. Another scripture, and went up, and Job cursed, his wife cursed him to die. Why don't you just curse and die? What I'm saying is, fellas, whenever you meet a woman and you about to marry a woman, make sure she's not a Miriam, and make sure she's not Job's wife, because that tells a lot about their personality. And here is a man is going through something. He's suffering his body. I mean, he lost his business. He, sheep and hurdle, and he, his friends was around him. They trying to suspect what did he do, what was so wrong, and what happened. Why all of a sudden, that's just like people. They always got they come around and they say the craziest things to you when it has. But I'm gonna show you a video of it. It's a little YouTube video. It's not that long.
Miriam and Aaron opposes Moses. Moses married a woman from Cush. Moses' sister, Miriam, and his brother Aaron, the high priest, were not happy and began to mutter and complain about Moses. Has the Lord spoken only through Moses, they asked. Hasn't he also spoken through us? The Lord heard them complaining. Moses was a very humble man, more humble than anyone else living at that time. Then the Lord then said to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, all three of you, come out to the tent of meeting. The three did so. Then the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud which stood at the entrance to the tent. The Lord summoned Aaron and Miriam to step forward. They obeyed. The Lord said, I reveal myself to prophets in dreams and visions, but I speak face to face with Moses. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? The Lord was angry with both of them. When the cloud lifted from above the tent, Miriam's skin was leprous, it was as white as snow. When Aaron saw that Miriam had a defiling skin disease, he pleaded with Moses, please don't hold this sin against us. Don't let Miriam have flesh that looks half-eaten away. Moses cried out to the Lord, please God, heal her. The Lord replied, confine her outside the camp for 7 days in disgrace, after that she can be brought back into the camp. So Miriam was expelled outside the camp for 7 days. When she returned, her skin was clean and she was happily welcomed back into the camp. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share and leave.
The point of that video is this. You better today's woman, when they started running off that thing mouth, whatever, like what Miriam did, and she spoke against her brother, basically, because that spoke against the man who had connection to God, and God was doing all these miracles and signs and wonders around him. So she got a little hissy fit, and I believe the reason why she got strike with it because there's some women that always got that mouth. They always got that mouth, and this goes to show you because it probably shocked Aaron too. Because I'm surprised Aaron didn't get whiff of it. But Miriam probably was the instigator. And I come to that conclusion because she was the one, and that's how some women would see another woman, and they'll just start, and they'd be so catty, and then then you come in as the man, trying to say, hey, chill that out a little bit, and then, and it could be one of your relatives, it could be a friend of yours that don't like the new woman in your life, and this is the truth. So what I'm saying is, watch the kind of women you deal with out here, and when it comes to their personality, you don't want a woman like what Miriam did to Moses. I mean, she humbled herself, but she got puffed up, and that's what a lot of women they get to talking to men like you see online, like they put down other women in another part of the country. This reflects back to what I'm saying about the past, the men that go travel overseas. So you got all these women acting crazy. Now this is from the Bible. And so, this is from the Bible. Because and then one scripture says, in Proverbs 21 and 9. And so, it is, I forgot how it goes, but it's about a man who's been driven, that you get on his nerve, that he'd rather get his bed and go up and lay up on the roof and deal with a contentious woman. A lot of women you seeing is bitchy and chatty, when it comes to these videos, bitching at men because they want to be like Miriam. the, when it comes to the passport bros, they like Miriam. They talk too much. And then I use a story uh, about Joe, because you got a lot of women are like Joe's wife. They can't take the pressure of things in life. So what they do is that they ready to pull you down. Now as a man, you going through heck. It could go on in something in your body. You can lose your job, and this could be something. It's not your fault, but but a woman who kind of will wound you and wound your manhood and say that you ain't much of a man because you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that. That's and here you going through a crisis. I mean, you're going through a major crisis in your body, mentally. You trying to stay strong as a man, and see, instead of a woman trying to be supportive and stand by you, a good woman stand by you, and not take something and kind of disrespect you and disrespect as a man. Now watch this video. I'm gonna this is the guy we're talking about. I'm gonna get his video. Why that lead with that scripture? Because maybe that's why the men, some men choose to go overseas when they couldn't find a woman, a good, virtuous woman that will love them no matter what they have, what they look like, whatever what the size of their wallet.
Why some men choose to marry plain Janes instead of spicy Sarahs? What's a spicy Sarah? A spicy Sarah is basically the woman that puts in effort into her hair, makeup, outfit every single day. This woman is always dressed up. You will rarely ever catch her slipping. Now the reason why men choose not to marry this woman is because... Okay, first, let's think. Why do most men want to get married anyways? The average man will want to build a family and have someone to help raise that family by cooking for them, cleaning for them, taking care of the house. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you saw a housekeeper looking like this? How do housekeepers be looking when they come in to clean a house? They be looking like a plain Jane. He cannot visualize a spicy Sarah wanting to take on those responsibilities. Therefore, he'd rather marry a plain.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. First they said, if a woman is submissive, she's weak. Then they said, if a woman agrees with men, as far as what men want, she's a pick-me. Now they're starting on some more bullshit. This young girl is now comparing women from being sassy Sarahs to plain Jane. When will the madness stop? But wait, there's more. She goes on to disrespect regular women who don't mind cooking and cleaning in their own households. But before we get started, you know the drill. A 30-second word from our sponsor. Thick skin is for more than just protecting against hurtful words. It also helps keep you looking young because aging turns our skin from thick and supple to thin and less elastic. Help fight wrinkles and saggy skin with Multi-Collagen. Multi-Collagen helps improve skin texture, hydration, and skin elasticity. It's made with the top 5 most critical research types of collagen that support your skin against wrinkles and sagging skin.
When you meet a woman that's beautiful, like be careful of the Delilahs. These are women that.
Okay, so this is part 2 of why some men marry plain Janes instead of spicy Sarahs. So, couldn't he just marry the spicy Sarah and hire a plain Jane housekeeper then? Guys, here's the thing. If he is marrying a plain Jane and not a spicy Sarah, it's most likely because he cannot afford to maintain a spicy Sarah. A spicy Sarah is maintenance.
And you just said it right there. Men, whether they have money or not, are not looking for women who are high maintenance to waste our money on.
For you to marry a spicy Sarah to just hire a housemaid is maintenance. Also, a lot of men that marry plain Janes tend to be men that don't really like the idea of having nannies or having other people look after his kids. They want the mother to be there as a full-time mother.
There are some women out there who don't mind staying at home and being a full-time mother to their children, rather than having some stranger raise their children for them. And as long
long as the husband has the finances set up correctly, there's nothing wrong with that. But you see how society is teaching these young girls that there is something wrong with that?
Which means, you know, if you're a Spicy Sarah, you most likely wouldn't be able to live the lifestyle you're living at the same pace. So it's kind of easier to just marry a plain Jane. You get?
And you would be absolutely right, young lady. It would be easier to marry a plain Jane because this Spicy Sarah, as you call it, costs a lot of money because they're high maintenance, and chances are their priorities with money and our children will not be in the best interest of the family because more than likely should be blowing money on a bunch of Prada, Gucci nonsense. See, this is why parental guidance should be mandatory when it comes down to these young people making these videos. She's basically saying that the plain Jane type of woman is nothing more than a maid. And what's wrong with a maid? That's an honest living. When I got wind of this video, look at the numbers of likes that she got. If you can't read it, it says 94,000 likes for basically calling a plain Jane type of woman maids. This world is going to hell on a rocket ship, and the new generation is driving.
Why some men choose to marry plain Janes instead of Spicy Sarahs?
These femininity girls are so f***ing mean. Like, they're some of the most awful people on the internet. Like, they're over here making fun of plain Jane women, comparing them to housekeepers as if being a housekeeper is a bad thing, as if it's not, like, an honest living. Making full-on videos about how, like, oh my god, like, men only marry them because they just cannot keep up with Spicy Sarah. As if plain Jane women aren't, like, worthy of having, like, men who love them, take care of them, and provide for them. Like, you don't need to have your hair done all the time and perfect skin, eyebrows, like, everything to get a really good man. You don't need to dress up every single day. A lot of men don't care about that. And as women, like, we shouldn't putting down the girls who don't want to do that. Like, I'm kind of plain Jane. Like, I wear makeup sometimes, and, you know, honestly, I just don't know how. And then I see girls like this attacking girls like me for absolutely, like, no reason. Like, what did the plain Jane girl do to deserve it? Are you just jealous that men are marrying her?
Absolutely. They are jealous because men are married to the plain Jane. If you look at social media, how many of these high-maintenance Instagram model types do you see that are single? Damn near all of them.
Yep.
But when you see married couples who are doing TikToks and Instagram videos together, the majority of those women are what we would consider the plain Janes. And the plain Janes come with less entitlement and less maintenance fees.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, you look great as a plain Jane, if I may say so myself. Sign me up for a plain Jane any day. Because those women are more grounded in reality anyway.
Why some men choose to marry plain Janes instead of Spicy Sarahs?
So she basically goes on to say that the reason they marry plain Janes is because they can better envision plain Janes like doing housework, like cooking and cleaning, and they can't imagine a Spicy Sarah like doing maid duty. From what I know, men don't choose plain Janes because they can equate a plain Jane to being a maid. They choose those plain Janes because usually plain Janes are more overall well-rounded than Spicy Sarahs.
Boom.
Thank you.
Of
Boom.
course, not all beautiful women are shallow. That's not what I'm saying. But they will usually marry the woman who they can relate to overall. Meaning she's not just beautiful, but she has a good personality. He can relate to her. She is confident. She has a good character. They're compatible in more ways than just her beauty. And that's why they typically marry these plain Janes. Which, by the way, I resent that notion that somebody's a plain Jane just because they don't fit society's standards of beauty. Because what's a plain Jane to you could be a Spicy Sarah to somebody else.
Exactly.
But anyway, that's why
true.
most of the women that are married are actually average-looking women.
Exactly.
Like, have you noticed that? It's because they have overall their character and their personality
Exactly.
solidifies their beauty. I mean, even the Bible says that beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord, she is to be praised. Another verse says, who can find a woman of noble character, a virtuous woman? She's more precious than rubies. So even the Bible affirms time and time again that it's your inner beauty that really draws people to you.
Yes.
Looks are not everything, contrary to
Yes.
popular belief. Most women that are married and have great marriages are what society would call average looking or plain Janes.
Exactly.
Ask yourselves why.
You hit the nail right on the head.
Exactly.
Why are the plain Janes more desirable than the pretty sassy Sarah? because sassy Sarahs are filled with entitlement, thinking that a man should automatically spend his money on her simply because she's pretty. High maintenance, thinking that a man is supposed to spend big money on her for purses, shoes, and nonsense that has no real value, just so she can keep up the appearance that she created in her head that she should maintain no matter what. And most of them are the lesser when it comes down to loyalty, because in her mind, she's always thinking about how many other guys that she can get with if the guy that she's with doesn't want to give her what she wants when she wants it. Now, why would a man put up with that nonsense? We don't, and we won't, when we can just get a plain Jane who values us and our money. And by the way, young lady, thank you so much for your insight. Thank God all the young ones are not contaminated.
Why some men choose to marry plain Janes instead of spicy Sarahs?
I think ideas like this is why we're having more and more people from this generation who are very proud about the fact that they don't cook or clean. I've been seeing a lot of videos like this that is essentially comparing women to each other, and another video is outright calling other women Wonder Bread because they're plain and boring and too basic. And the essential idea is always saying something like, oh, these unflavored basic women are being chosen to be wives because it's very easy to abuse them.
We get back to. Let me chime in on this one. See, some women who the plain Janes is gonna make out in the end. The plain Janes is never gonna be alone because they have someone to share their life with. The plain Janes are gonna have husbands that do anything for them and will love them unconditionally, and probably can get more than a spicy woman would. The plain Janes. The plain Jane women ain't so superficial, and see, and they get the best of the best, and in the long run, the plain Janes probably won't get as cheated on if when they get the right man. They don't have to worry about that because that man knows when he got something to value. See, this is what some of these women don't understand. Some of these so-called Instagram models and trying to validate their body and don't I look pretty? Don't I look this and don't I look that? Yeah, but you just, what else do you bring to the table? I mean, that only gonna last for so long. I mean, because really the man wants the personality. He gotta live with that. There's nothing wrong with a man go live with someone attractive, but would it be nice to be someone attractive and have a good personality and wanting to be a woman and wanting to cook, wanting to clean out of love, not out of so-called obligation. That's what it should be about. But these women don't think about that.
And to be wives because it's very easy to abuse them, it's easy to let them be the housekeeper. In the video that I stitched, the creator literally said that you cannot imagine a housekeeper looking hot. So if a man only choose a wife, they will choose someone that looks like a housekeeper. That really makes me very sad. I feel like this whole women empowerment movement is going to a very wrong direction if they keep going like this.
If they keep going like this, they'll find themselves spending the rest of their lives by themselves.
Exactly.
While women like you, who have and utilize common sense, will snatch up all the good men and have a mate for life.
Exactly.
Cleaning and cooking are basic, essential skills that anybody should have. Men, women, X, Y, Z, whatever you are, you should have the ability to take care of yourself. But I think the over-glorification of the fact that not working, not cleaning, taking care of yourself is something that is so good that everybody should do is really sending a wrong message to the younger generation of girls. If you think being a housewife is bad because you're practically trapped at home, I think it's equally bad for you to be a trophy sitting at home for people to come and appreciate your beauty. Best scenario in my eyes is for people to have enough choices to make the right decision for themselves. What they want to be have nothing to do with us. We should stop with these kind of comparisons and stop sending this kind of messages to young girls.
Exactly. These young girls are so impressionable nowadays. They simply refuse to think for themselves. They just repeat what they hear other women say without thinking it all the way through. I hope for any young ladies that are watching my videos, You understand that if you follow these brainwashed women into thinking that taking care of your family and your household is a bad thing, you will join the club right along with them and spending the rest of your life by yourself.
Yes.
Stop listening to these brainwashed women, or you'll get exactly what you deserve.
Eve, have you ever wondered why some men choose Wonder Bread women over you?
Compatibility, because you aren't entitled to shit.
And when I say Wonder Bread, I'm just talking about girls who are a bit more plain, a bit more basic, average.
I believe the word you're looking for is more desirable than you.
And you, on the other hand, are like a divine French croissant, and you're confused. You're like, I don't get it. Why are you going for Wonder Bread when I'm right here?
Confused? Well, of course you would be. You live in today's society where people are trying to impose upon men what their standards should be, while making them accept yours. It's not like that. People like what they like. Get over it. If they don't like you, it's a you issue, not their issue.
Exactly.
Man, I love this guy.
Me too.
There are 3 reasons why this happens, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. Starting with reason number 1, Wonder Bread is cheaper, okay? You get a lot more value for basically half the price of a croissant.
Wonder Bread is cheaper, okay? You get a lot more value for basically half the price of a croissant.
Wonder Bread is cheaper, okay? You get a lot more value for basically half the price of a croissant.
You fellas who don't like materialistic women, what's wrong with you? Really, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And even though some men might appreciate the way you look, they are going to choose Wonder Bread because she doesn't require as much money or time to impress.
Look, they are going to choose Wonder Bread because she doesn't require as much money or time to impress.
And how dare you ladies for being thankful for us appreciating for how you look, and rather be spending time and making memories with you and love and affection instead of smashing the cash on you. You need to be more shallow. Come on, sort yourselves out, guys. Really? Shocking.
Which brings me to reason number 2. Wonder Bread will change herself for a man, a croissant will not, okay? Wonder Bread will become a cheese, an avocado toast, a PB&J, any day of the week, depending on what he wants.
That sentence was why I wanted to make this video, because it was followed by this.
A croissant, on the other hand, is kind of like take it or leave it, as in, you might not be as willing to compromise or change your lifestyle for a guy.
And that's absolutely fine, by the way. You can be the croissant. If you don't want to make any lifestyle changes, if you don't want to make any sacrifices, good for you, that's all okay. But it's no one else's problem. If another woman comes along and she does those things, then you don't have the right to crap on her and make it out like she's weak or that you're better than her.
Right.
Especially when it's so ironic that you're making a video because you're annoyed with men that don't want to be your Wonder Bread. It's just insanity.
Exactly.
That's right.
And the third reason is Wonder Bread is less maintenance.
Wonder Bread is less maintenance.
Wonder Bread is less maintenance.
Wonder Bread, you break it apart, there are no crumbs. With a croissant, a lot of crumbs, and some guys honestly don't want to deal with it.
Admits to being high maintenance.
But here's the thing, the people that like croissants love croissants, and they don't even look at Wonder Bread.
But we still choose the Wonder Bread, and it seems to annoy you. Can we just normalise that compatibility is a thing? We don't need to crap on other people because we didn't get what we want. It's pathetic and childish.
That guy is funny. And this chick had the nerve to sit up here and try to tell all the high-maintenance pretty women that there's something wrong with the men because they're not choosing them. Which, of course, these sassy Sarahs want the men to do all the adjusting and sacrificing while she does nothing at all. But the plain Jane women will make adjustments and sacrifices with their husband in order to help their relationships work. So you see where this world is going when it comes down to those type of selfish naked women. Like the guy said, they want to try to tell men what we like or what we should like in a woman. Everything has to be catered and adjusted around them. This is why I love the internet. You get the opportunity to hear these women tell you exactly what you need to hear, so you know to run in the other direction.
Exactly.
So for all the young ladies out there watching my video, the plain Janes are going to be the women that the men choose over the high maintenance pretty girls at the end. That's why you see so many pretty older women trolling for dates on the internet.
Yeah.
Where do you find good men?
Yeah.
Where do you find good men?
Where are all the good men at? Where a 50-year-old woman like myself, where can I find a date?
Ladies, let's just admit we was wrong. We was wrong. Feminism lied to us. Older women who came before us lied to us. You was wrong, baby. We was wrong.
Hey, somebody has to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when I post it.
He's absolutely right. And not only that, these young women that listen to the video, you don't want to be like those women in their 40s and 50s and being bitter. You don't want to be one of the kind of women. Oh, they, some act all tough and say, "Oh yeah, oh I don't need it, man." But deep down, some women really do want a husband. I mean, it's just natural to want a companion. It's just natural to want a companion, to want somebody. But it's just that what are you willing to sacrifice? See, what some people don't understand is that I was thinking about the women, all these videos about the passport bros, and how they critiquing them. Now maybe there's some passport bros going over there for various reasons, but I bet you they see a difference, and I think some will get over there and change their mind that maybe I do need to settle down, because when you see something is good, you know that when you get with a woman that's really good and they're really good to you, you ain't gonna want to let that go, and you experience all the hell and havoc of all these different women that even when they was in different countries, they were good, and you can tell the women that were not so good and some women that were good. And so when you find something good, majority of the men gonna want to settle down, especially older men. They're gonna want to settle down eventually, because like, wow, they recognize something that's good, and that's something maybe they didn't find maybe with the women that maybe they was here or in another country. I think that's why some men do it, because they really want. Because who wants to go jumping in and out, in and out, in and out? That's gonna wear on you after a while, and wear on you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. As it ain't. Trust me, I've seen it throughout my life, and it's just like, wow, it's not good in the end. So that's what. But the women over in the Philippines and Thailand and Brazil and different places, maybe the economic condition may not be a part, but it's obviously that they're educated. It's obviously that they work hard. It's obviously that they're able. And majority of the women that I see that are single, majority of time, different cases. Some are divorced, like anywhere else. Majority of the women, older women, were widows, and these are women that were faithful to their husband until their husband unfortunately passed away. And I was looking on, it was Filipino, Christian Filipino, and there's a lot of women that are looking for, you a man that really want a solid woman, biblical, that she's be faithful to you. That Filipino Christian Filipino would be a good way to go, because the women they ready to settle down. There's some women over there that don't have kids, and there's some women that do got kids. But one thing I can say about it, that they care about their kids. They really do love their kids, and they love being with the man. And just like any other, there's probably been women over here that had their heart broken by men there and men abroad, but they don't hold it. They're not holding over like they do here, and holding over a man's head. That's the difference. Another thing about, I can say a good thing, that they're educated. So that's all you got to do, because in the poverty, you got to they're trying to better their life. So, and some of them go to high school and go to college, and some go out there to work, whatever job job it is. But the important thing about it is, even whatever job that they have, they know what quality is to have a husband, and that's what they want. And majority of them, and foreign men, they snatching foreign men up. I'm telling you, that's just one site. I've seen a whole list of dudes from Canada all the way over from England, Norway, different countries, America, and they snatching the women up like that. So what does that tell you? that these women, and they got house, and the women got houses over there. Some women got apartments over there, and if you live over there, she would probably the house would have to be in your name, her name anyway, because she's a resident over in that part of the world. But she wants the majority of women do want. They see they with a man, and they really want the husband. They want a steady boyfriend. They don't want to jump from dude to dude to dude, and you ain't got too many. I don't think you have too many women that are trying to play one dude, do another dude like they do over here, play the nice guy over here. Well, you too nice, but I'm not really attracted to you. No, them women are ready to get with you. You know, if they're attracted to you, you find somebody attracted to you, they get with you. Not playing no head games over here. And that's why guys are getting tired of it. And that's why I was using the Bible and letting men know that, hey, this is the type of woman you don't want a woman like a Delilah, Samson, Delilah, because that kind of woman will get you killed. She was beautiful, because you see what happened to Samson, right? He got his eyes plucked out. Some women will cost you your life. Number two, you don't want to deal with a Jezebel. Jezebel, a woman that has a Jezebel spirit is a controlling, domineering spirit, and she got to take over, and because she's gonna try to make you like an Ahab. Anybody read the Bible know what I'm talking about. And you don't want. And what was the one woman who got John the Baptist's head cut off? Be careful of women like that, because she used her body, and that, like, and the Instagram models to seduce men, and then what I have to do to get with you? I want you to kill that dude. You got a lot of women are like that, and I believe that's in the New Testament, how John got his head cut off because he was preaching. And the reason why, why ain't too many pastors talking about that? Why you don't never hear tell the men this is what kind of woman you need to be aware of. Straight out of the Bible. Because them kind of women that had that spirit back in that time is the same women we're dealing with today. The same kind of women, man. It's the same kind of women we're dealing with. The Jezebels, the Delilahs, the Miriams, and women like Job. Once you just curse you and die so she can take all your money. So be careful, but she figured. But these women, they think they use their body. I was using that example about the high maintenance woman. She was high maintenance, because when she went before the king, he was like, wow, and like men from centuries and centuries, we're looking at a woman like, damn, what do I have to do to give you anything just to have to be with you? You got some men like that. You got some men will kill you. She will kill for another, kill you, and she don't like it. So be careful what type of women you get with. And that's by the Bible standard. That's concise with this video. And when it came to the Filipino woman, it kind of I equate that with the Miriam. Who is this woman? Why she had to go and marry a Filipino? In that case, she had to marry an Ethiopian woman. You got women in America saying, why you gotta go over there and meet a Filipino? Who you think you are? They got the same kind. Look at it from the Bible. I'm serious. If you read those scriptures, I'm telling you, it's this. You gonna find the same characteristic. And this came from the Bible. So the Most High God put this in the Bible, but He's warned this, like He warned some women about men. But in church, they don't mind telling about what kind of man they're not to look for, make sure he works, make sure he do this, make sure he do that. Well, no one ever tells a man what to look for when they're looking for a girlfriend and they're looking for a wife. And what to do, you want the Esthers, you want the Deborahs, you want Esther, Queen Esther, you want the Ruth. You don't, like I said, you don't want the Delilahs and the Jezebels. Trust me. And don't get me wrong, we may not know what they really looked like back then, but they had a man. Put it this way. And Jezebel would put on her makeup to probably look drop dead gorgeous, make herself up just to seduce men. That's in the scriptures. That's a fact. She seduced men with that's where makeup came from. And so what does Instagram models do? They put their self makeup on, and they seduce you like the woman that seduced the king that had just shaking her body, cause she thinking you gonna give everything, and give to her like what can I do? And she's draining your wallets. Be careful. Like I said, I would take a plain Jane woman too, because the plain Jane woman probably give you more of her heart. Because if you get down, you lose your job, a plain Jane woman gonna be right there. If you sick, she gonna love you, and if you die, she gonna do the right thing. Them kind of women, high maintenance women, don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn, because they so caught up in themselves. They want that self attention from different men. They do. They want that self attention, and they mad. And the women, some of you see them videos because they mad because the women taking attention away, and really, some of the women should be ashamed of themselves, because if you was that type of woman, that was a better woman, it wouldn't affect you. Making TikTok videos and put down on men that choose to go abroad. When years passed and decades passed, you had men that would put up with your bull stuff. They would wait and wait and wait. I don't want to be bothered with you. Then I want to be bothered with you. I'm not attracted to you. You my friend. And then she really want this dude who ain't about crap, who may abuse her. Maybe he got what he want because he talked her into giving the sex. Now because she thought she was really feeling this dude, say I'm about to love this dude, and turn around and this dude really was no good. Then she take it on the second, third guys. So she said, I ain't gonna never let a man do me. So a man who would never hurt her that way, she take it out on him. Try to be a noble. He's too boring. He's too nice. That's a fact. And so now it's catching up. So now the reason why some men who maybe they've been hit down in their confidence and say, hey, you got somebody to really love you and value you as a man, regardless of what you look like and how much money you make. They don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear that because they want to be uplifted. And some of these Western women with that mindset, that's what it was. And some of our men, some men among us have boosted their head up. They walk around all arrogant and everything. But they don't know, your looks only gonna last for so long. Your body gonna go south. You can put all the cosmetic surgery all you want. Exercise to do some of it. But at the end of the day, your looks gonna change. It's just part of the way of life. And you still seeking validation. Why are you seeking validation when you have the man in your dreams? Women don't. I've seen. You look at some of the famous women that married the ball players, athletes. They don't tell you about the women that say they want to seek self-attention because they didn't get attention when they were a young girl in high school. So now they want to get attention, trying to get other men's attention. Why? That don't make no sense. When you have the husband that the women the other women that want this man that can make their life a little bit more easier. But you got women already there, ain't satisfied with what they got. And don't show no be content with what they have. Because they feel like and they like to throw this up about education, degrees and stuff like that. That's fine. Ain't no problem with that. But you live your education like most women, like some women around the world get educated at college degrees in different universities in different countries. But they know how to be a wife. With some Western women, whether the United States, England, probably Canada, and other places, don't know how to be a wife. That's the advantage. They value family more, and you got women here that get everything in the country that get everything and given everything. So now they think that they're better than a man, and wonder why men and just like she said, like the one Filipino said, if you don't want him, if he's dusty, why would you? We'll take care of him. I don't know why you been going over and showing your passport. Why do you care? Maybe it's encouraging another man that you didn't want because he looked too lame. He looked too weird. His pockets wasn't right. His style wasn't right. His swag wasn't right. Because that's how it is in America. And the reason why some men who try to be like some women go out and get the fancy cars, trying to impress some a woman, is because this society put it on them to do that. Wear all this gold and chains and stuff like that because it has men are up on. Some men have to feel like they gotta do that just to get a woman's attention. And some women are just arrogant and elitist because that's what they prefer. That's what they're attracted to. Shiny things. So I'm with the guys that say, hey, I really deal with a plain Jane, because at least the whole point about it, at least I don't have to go through the motions of dating all these different. My perspective is meeting all these different women with different personalities, and laying down in the bed, and really, there's no value into that. Now, to some men, I don't know but I would do because I've seen what the results of it is. But hey, whatever man does with his penis, that's what he gonna do. But he gonna find out psychologically, it's gonna get to you after a while. So, the reason why I use that video to use the Bible scriptures, because to let men know, the good men know, from all walks of life, that's what be aware of what women you get, and get the good woman, like I said, get the Ruth Ann's, get the Deborah's, and ask God to show you that she will be faithful, she won't cheat on you, she won't put you down because certain things, medical problems you got with your body going on. She'll love you and probably make you want it. Because when you got something good, you gonna want to do better for yourself. So you're a nice guy, you're a good guy, and women are kind of rejecting you, dog you out. Don't worry about it. And because there's other women on the planet. That's how I look at it. When you single, you got other women on the planet that will want you. And that's what it is. Then women starting to find out that there's other women on the planet. There are other single women that value a man. There are other women in other places, and they don't mind cooking and cleaning. They don't mind, being submissive. Submissive in the way of I love you, and I'm here for you. Because once she got your heart, that man gonna do everything in his power to make her happy. That's what it should be. But some of these women don't have the wisdom. And it's sad when you have 40, 50-year-old, 60-year-old women ain't figured that out yet. that don't even know what they won't allow the Most High God to show what love is. That's a fact, and that's the reason why they're alone. Some of them alone, and some of them don't fool. Some of them do want a companion, but but who wants to deal with the gripey when they set in their way, they gripey, they bitchy, and other. Who wants to deal with that? What man wants to wrestle with that kind of spirit? What man wants to deal with that? That the contention. Unless he's like that himself, they next thing you know is domestic violence. That's the only thing I can think about. And I don't believe in domestic violence. I wouldn't want to put my hands on no woman just for her to get me to that point to make me angry, just to get some respect. But you got some women that crazy. That would once you get that angry, and and then probably the anger will cause your blood pressure and cause then just to please that now she got to respect you. Then you done probably almost ready to have a doggone stroke. Just to show that you angry as a man. Think about that. Does she really love you? I mean, I understand some things you're going to butt heads about, but if she got to physically fight you and argue with you, bro, you don't need to be with her. And there's other women, they won't push you to that limit. They won't push your manhood. They ain't going to say that, hit you, what they do and say your mama and all the little petty stuff that they do. And that, like the one woman was saying about, it's a common thing with some men who have erectile problems. And she sit up there saying, yeah, and I can have it because he gonna find something to pump it up. But what if a man went online and started saying, yeah, I don't want one of these women here because they dry down there. And not thinking that woman, it could be something medical why she might can't feel it. But what if a man did that to a woman, talk about their sex drive? Just to hit low. And there's some women that do have problems like that. And you see older women doing that. So they do that out of spiteful and being mean. Some younger women too. And that comes with age, because when you get older, things happen. Your body, you go from 20, 30, 40, things happen in your body. That's a sign of life. But just to dig at a man for that, that's wrong. It'd be wrong with me if I sit up there and criticize a woman about that. And you got some women that are that simple-minded like that. And they think it's funny, but that shit ain't funny. You wouldn't want some man picking at you, and it could be something personal going on down there with your womb or something like that. See, some people don't think about that. But but I just wanted to make that video just to stand out. But man, a lot of men watching this video, when you pick a woman described by the scriptures as a Deborah, a Ruth, with good character, someone who's a virtuous woman, because that's the best woman. And I bet you there's a whole lot of them in the Philippines. Just like, there's some women here like that too. They're out there, but they're just, and they understand what we're talking about. They understand. There's some women that do, and you ain't got to go over the river or through the woods. I believe there's some women in America, but the ones that are coming online, obviously they don't know what it is. They do not, ones making TikTok videos and talking crazy. They don't know what it is. They don't know what a good man is. If they had a good man, they would appreciate. They'll run him off. They'll get on his last nerve and push him off and run him away. And I heard other women try to tell other women, "Hey, I don't blame why these men have left you. You too crazy. You got too much personal stuff going on." And then they pick at her, because the truth hurts. Like I said, even when the pastor tell you something, they get mad about it. If a man is doing something wrong, it's expected for a man to take accountability, right? Well, some women need to take accountability too. If a man is the head provider, you got to do this, be clean, do this and do this and this and this. Then there's some part that the woman got to do. And let's just take responsibility of her actions and control that mouth and her ways. Some women can't even control their mouth. That's how they ran their husband, their boyfriend off. Some of them, not all, but some. And then some of them have been abused, and then they're attracted to someone that's abusive. So you got to watch for that kind of woman. She think you're gonna hit her. Once you get to know the woman, this is as men, this is what you gotta be aware of. But hey, not saying that you can't encounter the same thing over there, but it seemed to me, they seem like the women in these other countries, they want a man for themselves. They just don't want to meet the man that's going to be Papa was a Rolling Stone. You go from place to place, place to place. Because they want that, and that's understandable. Plus, it's the health that they don't want to get no venereal disease. That's understandable. As men, we don't want to get no venereal disease. So pick the right person, and go from Rome to Maine. That mentality needs to change because you're taking a chance with your health. So that's why it's good to just meet a woman, and then it's a spiritual aspect of it. But if you do meet a woman, meet a good one, settle down over there. And there's some good women, good-hearted women over there. But I was really amazed how they really, they have a good attitude. Despite their hardship, despite their being hurt by men, or maybe their husband had passed away, who knows, kids, dad, mother, but they still haven't given up on love. And they still not going to take it out on another man because one man did. They sound like they're mature enough. And maybe there's some Western women that need to see that. Because you know how some Western women is. They don't forgive at all. They can't move on. And they haven't got over it until they take it out on another man. And you might be the really good dude that wouldn't do it with her to fly, but you got to deal with that insecurity. So, alright then, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I just want to make this video, but yeah, you see when you pick up the Bible, you see, let God show you you see what I'm talking about. Alright then, you guys take it easy. Till next time, be blessed.